Hello, this is Kim Darling, Director of Sales at Projected Growth Consulting, sitting here again with Kelly Smith, our owner. Kelly, I wanted to ask you, what really encouraged you to start the sales and marketing program?
We started the sales and marketing program because we need consistent sales all year long. So our event program is a great way to jumpstart revenue, to get things going for a practice, but ongoing marketing is really the key. And one of our biggest takeaways is teaching them how to create monthly specials that cross-promote or value add instead of discount. So we look at the year completely and create a 12-month schedule of each monthly special to cross-promote the different services that you have so that you have the opportunity to sell everything that you do. Sometimes practices will try to sell too many things at once and everything gets lost in the communication and the shuffle. So we're trying to really explain what season you should be promoting which types of services, what people respond to the best, and make sure that there's a call to action with an offer expiration, limited time, limited availability, so that people will actually take advantage of that offer in a timely fashion.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Do you find that a lot of your practices, I know when I'm actually doing the sales and marketing program, I really feel like a lot of these practices, there's half of them that have, a company who's doing graphic design for them, and another half that really doesn't. So for those accounts, having PGC really do 3 strong graphic campaigns that are ready to go in their hip pocket, that they know when they're coming, they know when the focus is. I feel like the management team there is much more prepared, saves them a great deal of time, and it really saves a lot of energy. They actually start focusing forward instead of backwards. So instead of looking at a promotion and saying, why didn't it work? They're really looking on to the next thing and saying, okay, that worked really well. Now, keep in mind, 2 weeks from now, we're going to launch this promotion. So they've got all the information that they need to make it be successful, including promotional tracking logs, scripts, a schedule of events, the graphic campaigns ready, all the things that you'd really hope to be provided to make the technology a success year-round versus a one-time launch.
Right, that's very true, and when you think about marketing, it's so deadline driven. So if you can take time, it's especially good to do this during the summer or the fall when it's a little bit lighter, and plan out your entire year so that you're not caught by deadlines at the last minute throwing together a special that seems to make sense. We really look at the whole year. What are we trying to sell for the practice? What's the most profitable services that you provide? Let's make sure that we hit those at the right time of the year with the right sort of offer. Sometimes during the year it's harder to get business than others, so you want to have a more exciting offer or a bigger gift certificate or something to really motivate people to do a service when they might not usually do it.
A little more compelling.
Exactly. But most importantly from that is, the monthly specials, you can display them in the office, you can e-blast them out to your client list. But from there, that really should be your monthly focus of what are we Facebooking out twice a week, what contest once a month are we running on Facebook, what's our product of the month giveaway on Facebook, and how does that tie into the special, as well as the blogging that week should be about that product or service, or educating the client about it, right down to tweeting and your Google+. All of it goes together, and it all starts from the monthly special.
Having a focus.
Yeah, from there you know exactly what you need to do for all the other medias, and it's a concise plan, it's all laid out, and you're not shooting from the hip. You actually got a plan to make sure that your revenue is consistent throughout the year.
And also when you take into account someone who's got a lot of industry experience, our team, we've got how many years experience?
Probably about 45 together. I mean, for me, it's 15 years of experience of knowing what specials patients really respond to. So we can save our practices the time of putting together a special that we might know isn't necessarily going to elicit the response they're looking for.
Well, and also, how to use your vendors effectively. We know when every vendor's, big push is going to be. You know when they are hungry for money. You know when they're more apt to give products. So really using your vendors to the best of your ability. A lot of my accounts don't realize what is actually capable. What these vendors, the level of service that they are willing to provide when asked and when rewarded. So we can put these promotions together in a way that is attractive to both customers and maybe a rep in some cases. So utilizing all of your resources in an effective way is also really helpful.
Right, that's really, really important, and I think that the biggest mistake practices make is, again, they've got so many things to sell that they want to advertise all of them, so it's really hard to focus on just one thing with a cross promotion. But when you lay the whole year out and you say, okay, this is when Allergan's going to be looking really packages out at the right time.
Also, consistency in message, I think, is also important during the sales and marketing program. You know, hearing a message once is not going to solidify it to your staff. They need to hear it over and over and over again. That correct verbiage of how do we discuss this procedure? How do we discuss this particular treatment in a way that's appealing to a patient? Hearing that over and over again every week for 6 to 8 weeks really drives the message home. So I think a lot of times my practice managers feel like, since they are going to different things like APMS seminars and whatnot, they feel like if they come back and they convey that information once, the rest of their staff should really pick it up and take it from that point on. And really, that's just not the case. It's not the case with anyone, really. We hear it over and over again, and that's really what teaches us how to talk appropriately about these different things. So by having those consistency in calls, it's not only team building because they're together and they're working as a team, they're talking about objections together, but it also really brings consistency to your message and your brand.
And that is really important to the consumer as well, because it's, you know, studies show that you have to see things about 5 times before you respond. So all of our graphic design follows the look and feel of your website, and it's consistently using that same kind of framed look about it, even though each offer will be different and will be based on seasonality. So they get used to seeing those and expecting those. So your patients are actually looking at your website to see what your next monthly special is, and then you're reinforcing that by your Facebook posts, your blogs, your tweets, your Google Plus, and the contests that you're running. And so when you think about layering that many times the same message, that's what gets the patient to respond and actually call in and get a consultation for that service.
A lot of times too, our doctors, you know, we'll give them homework, and they're not always great about doing it, but I had a physician this week that I asked him to write a blog comparing 2 different technologies. We knew what he was going to be launching in the next month or so. By planning ahead and knowing when we were really going to highlight that particular technology, I was able to really give him enough time to write a blog that he could then use on his website, his Facebook page, and then of course to really teach the staff about what are the differences in these technologies. If it's always, you know, this week, we need to get this done this week, you know, you're going to be treading water instead of swimming. So it's really important to give yourself, you know, deadlines that you can actually hit.
Well, I'm running a special long enough to see that it works, because our first instinct is, if we're low on sales, quick, put another special together, throw it out there, make it happen, get some money. But studies show time and time again that running more than 1 special a month is ineffective. So layering it between your social media and your e-blast and your in-office advertising and your staff training is really the secret to success with that, as well as not discounting but cross-promoting or value-added selling.